Welcome to the second episode of the Sardine Chronicles. In this episode, we delve into the mysteries of the Sardine Migration, seeking to uncover the secrets behind the remarkable phenomenon. Here along the southern coast of South Africa, the mighty Indian Ocean meets the great Atlantic. Oceans are the largest source of food and oxygen on Earth. As the largest ecosystem on the planet, ocean produces over half of the world's oxygen and are home to a diverse array of marine life that forms the basis of the food web, from microscopic organisms to majestic whales. Zooming into the water reveals a multitude of small microscopic organisms known as plankton. The term plankton originates from the Greek word planktos, meaning drifter or wanderer, aptly describing organisms that are carried by ocean currents and tides and lack the ability to swim against these forces effectively. Among the planktonic community, phytoplankton stand out as primary contributors to oceanic oxygen production, utilizing sunlight, carbon dioxide, and dissolved nutrients. They facilitate photosynthesis, resulting in release of oxygen as a byproduct. In contrast, zooplankton, derived from the Greek word zoion, meaning animal, represent the animal component of plankton. Unlike phytoplankton, which produce their own food, zooplankton rely on consuming other organisms for sustenance. This dynamic ecosystem supports diverse marine life and forms the foundation of the ocean's food web. Now let's get back to the macroscopic ecosystem and see who all consume the planktons. Let's begin our exploration by focusing on the primary protagonist of the Sardine Run, the sardines. They are known as Isidini in the local Xhosa language. These fish are pelagic, a term derived from ancient Greek pelagos, meaning open sea. Identifying a sardine is usually quite simple due to its unique characteristics and appearance. Sardines possess long cylindrical bodies with a blue-green back and dark spots along the sides. The belly, which is silvery white and scaly, contrasts with the rest of their body. They have one dorsal fin. In this video, see how the sardines color match the murky ocean water. It's like a clever disguise. From above they are blue, blending with the water, and from below they shimmer white, just like the surface. This helps them hide from predators from above and below. Smart, right? Sardines are schooling fish, found swimming together in large shoals. They don't have a certain mode of communication, except that vibrations in the water column can alert the other fish about what is happening during their schooling activity. As observed in this video, the synchronized movement of the fish relies on the pressure sensors, known as the lateral line. These sensors help them detect the motions of their neighbors, allowing them to move as one cohesive unit. Additionally, this sensor system aids in detecting predators, ensuring the group can swiftly respond to potential threats in the environment. The camouflage, the synchronized movements, and the schooling behavior altogether make it tough for the predators to pick out one fish. This teamwork boosts the survival odds for all the fish in the group by making it harder for the predators to attack them individually. Now that we have observed sardine behavior, let's explore their feeding habits. Sardines primarily feed on tiny organisms like plankton, the ones we saw earlier. They filter these organisms from water using their mouths and gill rakers, a process known as filter feeding. Gill rakers, which are bony cartilaginous structures in fish play a crucial role in catching small prey during feeding. To facilitate this process, a filter feeder must either swim constantly or seek out fast currents so that the food comes to them. As you can see here in this picture, these fish are feeding and not scared or amazed by us. Now that we understand how sardines feed, let's explore their preferences for water temperature. As you observe here along the South African coast, the surface water temperature indicates the current flowing southwestwards, carrying warm waters towards the Agulhas banks, known as the Agulhas current. However, in contrast to this, there is a cold Benguela current originating from Antarctica, flowing northwards. This creates temporary upwelling of cold water, providing favorable conditions for the sardine in inshore areas. The migration is now pushed inshore due to the oceanic currents. But to thrive, sardines require food, and that means plankton. Now let's examine the chlorophyll and the plankton content in these waters. As you see in this graph, the high levels of chlorophyll and other nutrients near the inshore area suggest an abundance of food. During the sardine run, typically from May through July, billions of sardines spawn in the cooler waters of the Agulha Bank and migrate northward along the east coast of South Africa. Now let's superimpose the oceanic currents and the path taken by the sardines. We notice that the current is strongest and narrowest near Port St. John's, pushing the sardines even closer to the shore. This is why we find most of the action in this part of the ocean. As the sardines move, predators like dolphins, sharks, birds, and the whales track them, drawn by the opportunity of abundant food. This creates a dynamic ecosystem along the coast, where predators closely follow the sardines, engaging in a constant cycle of hunting and feeding. Dolphins lead the charge, herding the sardines and creating opportunities for other predators to join the hunt. We delve deeper into this behavior in the upcoming episodes as we accompany them on their journey. Now that we know the reasons for the sardines to migrate, let's go watch it in action. Just like the predators, we too set out at daybreak to locate the sardines, donning our wetsuits and gearing up with our underwater cameras. We arrive at the estuary by sunrise, don our life jackets and prepare for the challenging entry into the sea. We cheer our captain for skillfully navigating the waves and getting us into the deeper waters on the first go. Soon an albatross joins us, eyeing our boat expectantly, hoping for a fishy treat. Today was our lucky day, as we found the bait ball early in our sea expedition. Amidst the flurry of activity, we were struck by the imposing presence of the Cape cormorant, also known as the Cape shag. Cape cormorants commonly forage in flocks, targeting schooling fish, such as the sardines and the anchovies. Their diet primarily consists of pelagic schooling fish. Breeding along the Namibian coast, to the southern Western Cape. The Cape cormorant migrates northward during the non-breeding seasons from September to February, reaching as far as the mouth of the Congo. Once thriving with over 1 million breeding pairs in Namibia during the 1970s, it is now endangered, facing a drastic population decline, primarily due to habitat loss and commercial overfishing. Here you can observe the dolphins herding the sardines to the surface and blowing bubbles to confuse the fish, causing them to break ranks and become easy pickings for the predators. After the bait ball spectacle, we were incredibly fortunate to witness a humpback whale breaching. These whales are specifically identified as South African humpbacked whales. Many of the mothers journey to this region to give birth before migrating further north into the warmer waters of Mozambique, extending their journey up to the coasts of Kenya. It is estimated that the whaling industry claimed the lives of about 2 million whales from 1900s to 1970s. In the year 1979, South Africa took action and banned commercial whaling. By then, the humpback population in the Western Indian Ocean was approaching extinction, down to roughly 300 individuals. Fortunately, with conservation efforts, their population is returning to the level seen before this destructive era. And just like that, the magnificent creature vanishes into the deep blue. If you happen to be in Port Elizabeth, consider visiting Reggae Charters, pioneers in whale conservation and tourism. Their tours offer a unique opportunity to witness whale and also support conservation efforts. We then spotted another bait ball at a distance, prompting us to speedboat to the vicinity to join the action. These are the amazing Cape gannets in action, a bird that seems to defy the rules of engineering. Unable to jump into the waters due to the presence of other boats, we refrained from adding to the crowd, showing respect to the animals. On the other hand, Watching the Cape gannets from the boat was equally impressive. And then it was our time to jump into the ocean. In this dive, we met a curious bronze whaler shark circling us. It might have been encountering humans for the first time, and perhaps it got a bit too excited with all the splashing fins around. Sharks don't typically target humans as prey, and are not generally aggressive towards humans. Instances of shark attacks on humans are rare, and most occur out of mistaken identity or curiosity rather than predatory intent. And finally, here are some of the shots from today's adventure. Be sure to catch the next episode for more excitement.